Hi guys, welcome to Trading with Adam. This is my first ever YouTube video, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try because I really want to show everybody what I'm doing with trading, and I got to start off by really talking about Zimmerman's indicators. Listen, if you don't have a good strategy, no matter what indicators you use, you're not going to win. All right, let's make that very, very clear. Indicators are not going to make you a successful trader. But once you have a really, really good indicator, once you have a really good strategy, I should say, indicators could be that icing on the cake. It's the cherry on the top. It's what can help you be more consistent. And it's hard to find really, really good indicators. Zimmerman's indicators, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. It's better if I just call him Mr. Z. His indicators are amazing. And the indicator that I'm going to talk about today is his delta indicator. And I don't pronounce the first part of it right, so I'm just going to call it delta, and you can read for yourself. Cumulative delta. So this is the indicator that I want to talk about. My dog here is in the room and trying to bite these cable wires, so as I'm doing my first YouTube video, I'm also playing footsie, not letting him bite these wires. All right, so the delta is on, and I'm going to show you the settings that I use. All right, so the settings that I use are going to be, we're going to change this to estimate. And then we change that to estimate. And then the confirmation line, we're going to change that to 100. Another thing I love about his indicator is just highlight read the tooltips, and it tells you what you're doing, what it's about. If you look at the confirmation line, basically it says a low value returns the short-term trend delta, and a high value returns the long-term trend. So I'm trading on a 1-minute chart. So if I'm trading on a 1-minute chart, let me move my dog outside here. If I'm trading on a 1-minute chart, then I'm going to want to look at the higher trend, because I'm on a 1-minute chart. So whenever you're trading low time frames, make sure your indicators are looking at the higher time frames for you. That's my tip there. We'll go down here and we're going to turn on the confirmation trend. I will talk about these bullish and bearish impulse signals, but I don't want you to focus on it first, so I'm not going to turn them on yet. All right, so we're set. All right, we got everything set up. So with this indicator right here, you're looking for volume. This is all about volume, and I'm a pullback trader, and I'm looking for pullbacks. There's many ways to trade it. Mr. Z, if I say something wrong, don't hesitate to correct me. For me, when I see red here and red here, this is a big breakout to the downside. I don't use this indicator for this. This is a great trade. Look how many points you can win, right? But I'm not using this indicator for this purpose. What I'm using this indicator for is something like this. All right, let's focus on these blue lines for a second, particularly the middle one. When these are candlesticks, when these candlesticks are above the middle line, the bulls are in charge. When these candlesticks are below the middle line, the bears are in charge. Don't worry about the color right now. Just make sure you're aware of the placement. If it's at the bottom here, under the middle line, bears. Above, bulls. Okay, plain and simple. Now, we come down here. The signal line is what plays close to price. It turns red and shoots down. And as it shoots down, you can see how price is dropping as well, right? Price drops down. It comes a little bit below into the bears territory. Meanwhile, the trend stays the same. The trend is at the very top, showing that the bulls are firmly in charge. So with this indicator, simply all you have to do is wait for this to turn green, which it does right here, and it shows that it's coming back up. This turns green, and boom, there's the trade. All the way up. Price doesn't fall until both of these colors turn red. and come down. All right. So the confirmation line. Why do we have the confirmation line? This is the long-term trend. This yellow line is a long-term trend. So even though the candlesticks are in the bulls, the overall 100 candles worth of data, because remember we sent the length to 100, is saying the bears are still in charge. So again, we're on a 1 minute time frame. So it shows the bulls are in charge, but we don't have confluence with the long time frame. So for me, I'm canceling anything. I'm not even looking at this indicator right now unless the candlesticks and the confirmation line matches, because then we have a firm trend. And as a pullback trader, I need a firm trend. Okay. So let's look at some more trades, shall we? What do we got? So this would be a to the bears, all right, for the using this indicator alone. We have the confirmation line showing bears. We have the candlestick showing bears. So here's your snapback. Goes all the way up and comes down. So that's where this price comes in, comes down, turns green, so comes up again, of course. But this is your snapback. There's some other indicators to help with this, but it's really important just to know that just because you see a snapback doesn't mean it's going to be a huge snapback, but you understand why price came back the way it did. All right, so let's find another one. All right, so this is one. This is one. This is a really good one. This is another good one. Why is it a good one? So we have the yellow line, which is a confirmation showing that it's the bulls are in charge. Or you have the candlestick showing the bulls are in charge. So we're only going to look for longs here. And then there's your snap back. All right, so it snaps back right here. You come up, and what happens? It snaps back as well. Of course, you see it come down, right? And this is where a good strategy comes in, right? I'm only teaching you this indicator, right? And if you just look at price, you're like, oh, this indicator is terrible. No, the indicator is awesome. What you do as a trader is you make sure you know your levels, your support and resistance lines, and that will help you get in and out of trades. Depending on where my levels are at, I might not use this snapback, right? Here's another one. It's bulls and bulls. Snap back. Snap back. That's how that works. All right. If we draw out a level here, we got an easy one on a 1 minute chart. Here's your level. Lo and behold, what happens? It comes down to a level, bam, snap back. And that's why as a trader, you need to have a strategy. Don't just use an indicator. No matter how great this indicator is, guys, you will lose if you are counting on an indicator to make you the money. You got to know how to draw your support resistance. You got to know how your base strategy works, whether it's moving averages or Fibonacci, whatever it is. But find your area of value on the chart, or find your levels, however you want to say it, and then use the indicator as confluence. All right, let me do a couple more examples, and then we'll be done with this particular indicator, and I'll move on to the next video. If you like the video, please, please hit that like button and please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It's my first time doing something like this. So again, here's another snapback here. We have the yellow line as confirmation. It's the bears. We have this as confirmation as the bears, and this is the perfect thing: is you want the signal line to come up to the bulls, so there was a lot of strength, and then bam, that goes down, and the same thing happens here. Bam, that goes down. That's what makes this indicator great. So that's how this indicator works. Don't get caught up too much in the colors and all that kind of stuff. The colors will just start to come naturally to you. Focus on where the yellow line is, and focus on where the candlesticks are in regards to, is it in the bottom part? Is it below the middle line, so it's bears, or is it above the middle line, it's bulls? All right. Oh, there is one other thing to show you, so let's add on those impulses. Let's talk about those. So bullish and bearish impulses. So we'll turn those on. It's going to put some neat little circles on there. What the circles do is basically tells you that we had a big lift in volume, and you can see right here in the volume bars how the volume spiked. That's where these circles are coming from. And what that could mean is either you're going to have a trend reversal. So see how we're making a downward turn. This is telling you, okay, we're about to go up. And what it can also do is it can tell you that we're about to go back down. So show you some examples. So here you go. It's green. So this is the end. It comes up and it hits a level. So that's why, again, levels are just so important. Your basic strategy, you gotta make sure you have your base strategy down. Use indicators, confluence, but here's confluence. You're like, hey, what's price gonna do? Is it gonna break this level? What's it gonna do? Well, when volume comes into, excuse me, when volume is coming into play and it hits a resistance level from green to red almost every time. I hope I'm explaining this right. So explain this as good as I can for you guys. So again, here's an example. Red circles, now you look long. Green circles, you look short. And that's what happens with price. You get green circles, it comes down a little bit. Red circles, it goes up. Red circles, it goes up. Green circles, right there, let me come up. It comes down a little bit, right? That's what the impulse is going to show you, is like when something is changing. And that's how I use them. You can have them set up to where they're also show you, reversals. So if price is coming down and it's coming down against the support level, you have an impulse telling you, okay, it's going to reverse and go long. So if it's me personally trading these, I'm going to change the settings for these. And again, what I love about his indicators, just highlight the eye and it tells you. These moves can be the start of a new trend or the sign of a reversal, and can also be used as a take profit points. So for me, again, I would rather see it as a sign of a reversal, and I'm looking to get in after the red, right? Because I'm a pullback trader. I'm playing the snapback. So this is a snapback. This is a confluence of a snapback. You have these red circles. As soon as they end, price is going to go up, right? So that's how I'm using them. Comes down, snapback, goes up. All right. So that's how I use them. You can change it, the length, which is, I pretty much change all the length. And you highlight over here and it says, a low value returns all impulses, even small ones. A high value returns more significant impulses. So I'll change it to 100. And that way you have less on the chart, and the ones you do are more meaningful. And I'm using them to help me with my pullbacks. All right. And I guess the last thing to cover is, this is a good example, I guess, right here, actually. You see how the confirmation line, the yellow line, stays in the bulls territory while the candlesticks, which shows the trend, goes into the bears? You want to make sure that you're going off of the confirmation line. So if these are not matching, then you're either not going to do anything with this trade, or you're going to continue your bias as a long, because the confirmation line is a 100 length, while these candlesticks are based off your time frame of 1 minute. So this confirmation line is huge to have on there. So either these match, right? Or if they don't match, you don't use it until they match, or the yellow line takes precedent over the candlesticks. I hope that makes sense. Please, any comments below, or questions you have about this indicator, anything I didn't cover, if there's indicators of Mr. Z's that you would like me to cover next, whether or not you like this video, please comment, subscribe, like, let me know how this video turned out, as it is my first one, and I look forward to making more and more for you guys, and I promise to get better as we go along. So thank you for watching.